Welcome. Today we'll analyze the results of a gender selection technique test using statistical methods. In this study, out of all births where the technique was used, 254 resulted in baby girls. Let's analyze these results using hypothesis testing. First, we establish our null hypothesis, H. This assumes the technique has no effect, meaning the probability of having a girl remains at the natural rate of 0.5 or 50%. Our alternative hypothesis, H, is that the technique does affect gender selection, specifically increasing the probability of having a girl. To test our hypothesis, we'll use a binomial test since we're dealing with a binary outcome, girl or boy, over multiple trials. Under the null hypothesis, the number of girls follows a binomial distribution with n equals 254 trials and probability p equals 0.5. Let's visualize what we expected versus what we observed. Under the null hypothesis, we'd expect about 127 girls out of 254 births. However, we observed 254 girls, which is significantly higher. Now, let's calculate the p-value, the probability of observing 254 or more girls if the technique truly had no effect. Using statistical software, we find that the p-value is extremely small, approximately 2.8 times 10 superscript 1. In statistical hypothesis testing, we typically use a significance level of 0.05 or 5%. Our p-value of 2.8 times 10 superscript 1 is much smaller than 0.05, providing extremely strong evidence against the null hypothesis. Let's visualize what this means. Under normal conditions, we'd expect close to a 50-50 split between boys and girls. What we observed was significantly different from this expected ratio, suggesting the technique has a real effect on gender selection. In conclusion, our statistical analysis provides extremely strong evidence that the gender selection technique is effective at increasing the probability of having a girl. However, it's important to note that statistical significance doesn't necessarily imply practical significance or address ethical considerations. Further studies would be needed to validate these results and assess the technique's safety and reliability.